Welcome back to Bruin Banter TV. We're with Bruins forward Wyatt Garrigan. Wyatt, your rookie season with the Bruins, how's it been going for you personally so far?
Just started the season, just adjusting. It's been going pretty well. I don't think I've had too bad of a game yet. I just kind of been throwing my body around and doing my best kind of thing. So, yeah.
And obviously, you got a small taste of action with the team last year, and you were always kind of one of the guys who was expected to make the adjustment pretty quickly, just with your style of game. Do you feel like that's happened for you so far, that you've been able to, adjust, going from AAA to the S tier?
Yeah, I think I've adjusted pretty well. I thought it was going to be a little harder than I've found it, but it's like the physical aspect. I think I've got it under control already, but still the speed and everything, and some of the guys are a lot bigger than AAA. So, yeah, but it's been a pretty good adjustment so far.
I know from the start of the season, Keith and Cole have been trying to kind of get some chemistry with you and Peslowski. Have you noticed that developing so far?
Yeah. I like playing with Paz. We know how to work the corners, and that's the two things we're pretty good at, is working the corners and just getting the puck to the net. And I think Reacher's been helping us out a lot lately for scoring, so that's been all right lately.
Obviously, your brother Kyle was with the Bruins for a few years, not too long ago. Is there a bit of bragging rights there between you guys, with you on the team now, trying to, I guess, outshine what he did here?
Well, I don't know. He was more of a tough guy than anything, but I don't know. Maybe this year we'll compare points in league or something like that, or make a bet. But no, there's not too much bragging rights. It's more a lot of encouragement, and just he knows how the game is played and everything. So just a lot of encouragement on his part, and along with my other brothers too.
So you're pretty confident then that you'll pass him on the family points rankings then eventually?
Eventually. Hopefully I can, but we'll see, I guess.
Looking at the season in general so far for the team, obviously not the start that the Bruins were looking for so far. What have you seen so far that you think maybe some of the reasons for the slow start?
I think the big thing is just inconsistency, and bearing those scoring chances. That's been our big fault so far. So, but we got a good group of guys, and it's just the fact of just coming together is what it's going to take. But no, like, we have a really, really good group of guys, and we'll pull together right away here. But it's better to start the season to whatever we are right now, but it's better to start it slow than be up at the start and end up falling, kind of thing. So as long as you go through the worst first, you're going to end up doing a lot better.
You guys had a big win against Weyburn last Saturday, obviously 5-1, and then Tuesday night the 6-1 loss to Yorkton. What were some of the differences between those two games for you?
I think we came into the Weyburn game when we knew our game plan, and then coming into that game last night was we just didn't end up playing our game. We kind of got too fancy with the puck, and we just need to get over that red line and get the puck deep, and that's our game. And as long as we play our game, we'll be fine. But we just kind of strayed away from that last night.
What's the atmosphere like right now? Obviously it's still pretty early, but at the same time, there's some concern. You guys just try and, to keep your heads, calm right now and try to play through it?
Yeah, no, most guys we all have our heads in the right place. Like, we know things aren't going as the way we wanted to and where we were projected to be, but at the same time, we're going to stand behind each other, and we're going to battle through it.
Okay, thanks, Wyatt.
All right, thank you.
Welcome back to the show. We're joined by Rick Oakes, the Director of Player Personnel for the Estevan Bruins. Rick, which list kid are we talking about today?
Today we're going to talk about 1995 forward Wyatt Johnson, another Saskatoon boy, member of the Saskatoon Blazers. Good, solid center iceman. Barring an injury, probably would have made our hockey club this year, but he's back with the Blazers, having a great season, and a guy we're very high on for in the future.
He was acquired last season in the trade for Ryan Ostertag with the Nipawin Hawks. What did you guys identify in him that made you want to get him back in that deal?
The big thing was Keith's identified right from when he stepped in here as head coach, took over the role, is he wants good character guys that compete hard every night and want to win, and that's what we've seen in Wyatt right off the hop. And when we started talking trade with Nipawin, Wyatt was a guy we identified that we wanted, and he was a guy we stuck to, and we were insistent on having him, and I think he's going to pay huge dividends for us in the future. Like I said, he had the opportunity. He probably could have stuck around as a 17-year-old, but with the injury, it pushed him back a bit, and we want him to get home and get healthy and get rolling in the right direction. With those 17-year-olds, school's got to be priority number one, and that's what we're focused on with Wyatt right now.
45 points as a 16-year-old mid to AAA. What kind of upside do you see him having at the junior level?
Well, I think he's definitely got the potential to be a top six forward, a guy that we can lean on in late in hockey games or be a key playoff performer. I know when he played last year with the Blazers against the Contacts, he was probably their top center iceman. And for a 16-year-old, that's pretty impressive, taking key faceoffs at key times in the game. And for him to step in next year, I think he'll be a top six guy for us right away and be able to produce offensively.
Welcome back to Bruin Banter TV. We're joined by Bruins. I never know exactly what your title is. Marketing Director, is that good?
Operations and Marketing Manager.
Operations and Marketing Manager, Becky Tate. Becky, you guys have your AGM. You had it last night. So we thought it'd be a good time just to check in with how the Bruins are doing. Obviously, you guys have, really revolutionized your, your financial situation. A lot of that coming from moving from the Civic to Spectra Place. Just talk about how huge that has been for you guys with, some of the new game day stuff you've developed and, how you've kind of had a rebirth of the team financially.
Yeah, definitely moving over from the Civic to Spectra Place made a big difference for us. We were able to basically turn our team, in terms of the show, the off-the-ice show, we changed from a SJHL team to trying to be like a WHL team. We introduced the Streamflow Ice team, we introduced the cheer team, we do a lot of different games on the ice, and we try and really make people have a good time when they're here. We try really hard to market towards the non-hockey fan while they're here, so that when you come with your husband and you're not really a hockey fan, you're going to come back because you had a good time, you won a prize, you had fun, you saw lots of exciting things. Definitely moving over from the Civic opened a lot of doors in terms of the off-the-ice game day show.
You guys made about $200,000 last year, which is an insane amount of money for an SJHL team, obviously, to bring in. How crazy is it to think that you guys have come so far in such a short period of time?
It's definitely very exciting for the club. This time, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and even up to 10 years ago, we were in a lot of debt. Moving forward, each season we would pay off last year's debt with the income that we had. This year going in, we were debt-free, and it really made a big difference, for sure.
It must be nice, just with that kind of, comfort level to be able to provide a few things for the team, too. I mean, I know Jerry was showing me not long ago the new skate sharpening machine and glove dryer that they take on the road. Lots of luxuries that most teams don't have.
Yeah, we're very fortunate in that way. We definitely still need to be tentative about spending money. We're not going out and frivolously purchasing things that we don't need or that we can't afford, because who knows if the luxury of Spectra Place will wear off and if we'll be in the same financial situation in the future. But it's very exciting for the players. They want for nothing. We're definitely a team in the SJHL that has a lot of exciting new things in terms of both promotional things and for the players. But again, we do need to be cautious because you never know what could happen in the future.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously the first year in a new rink, especially one as nice as Spectra Place, there's going to be a bit of a spike in revenue, but do you think this is something you guys can sustain over the long haul?
Yeah, I think so. There's definitely a honeymoon phase, some people call it, with Spectra Place. Like I mentioned before, it's a beautiful facility and people like coming. But I think that we have a lot of support in the community now, corporate support, people that are excited about coming to the games, and they will support us in the future. I do believe that we're very fortunate living in Estevan financially with the hockey club.
Okay, thanks, Becky. Welcome back to Bruin Banter TV. We're joined by Bruins head coach Keith Cassidy. Keith, it's been a tough while. We thought we'd start with something a little bit lighter to this part of the show. You are from Winnipeg. You're a dyed-in-the-wool Winnipeg Blue Bombers fan. They beat the Montreal Alouettes on Monday, and I got super excited because I'm an Argos fan. And that gave the Argos a chance to move into a tie for first place. All they had to do was beat the Riders, right?
Yeah, and they went out there and laid a bit of an egg, I think, and it was a good day for the Prairies for sure in terms of the football. It's been tough to follow the Bombers in the last little while because just because of their, not because of their struggles, but just because of the stuff that they've done off the field in the last little while. But it's nice to see them get a win. Sorry for the Argos, but.
I know everybody was kind of scratching their heads when they let La Police go. How do you think that's worked out so far, bringing in Tim Burke?
I don't. You know what? They seem to be turning a bit of a corner now. I don't know that was the right move at that particular time. I know, despite what was said, I think he was held in high regard by his players. That comes from some of the players themselves. And he was highly regarded in the community. He was a hardworking guy, and I think that was a case of hitting the panic button a little too quick, and obviously they didn't get the immediate results they wanted, but hopefully with Burke there they can get things back on track, and we can have something more to cheer about than a Northern League championship in minor league baseball. So, is it still the Northern League, by the way? No, it's the American Association. At least we got the gold eyes. They were American Association champions last year. So
Most of us don't know anything about them, but if you can hang on to that.
Hey, you know what? A championship's a championship.
Well, moving on to your team, on Saturday, you guys had a pretty good game against Weyburn. You broke through for that 5-1 win, and then turned around Tuesday and obviously a pretty bad night for you guys against Yorkton with the 6-1 loss. You guys had a pretty good first period, tied 1-1 after the first, and then it just kind of all fell apart for you.
Well, it was a reasonable start for us. I thought it was a decent first period, one that could have been better, obviously. But I was still satisfied with what happened in that first period. But going out into the second, getting ourselves into penalty trouble like we did, you can't play hockey like that. And we're a smarter team than that. If we can eliminate those mistakes and be a little more mentally resilient, I think a lot of what happened, even when they scored, say their second goal, to have that bounce back shift and get everybody going in the right direction again is we're looking to guys. We've got guys that we've placed that responsibility on, and we keep looking to them. So we're expecting them either to get that job done, or we've got to go out and find somebody that can get that job done. We think we've got the guys in the locker room to do it. They're a good group of guys, talented individuals. They like playing for one another. Our key is just getting back to being mentally sharp and doing the little things right.
2-5-1 at this point going into the road trip this weekend. Obviously in the community you've got people at both ends of the scale right now. You've got some that are, I guess you'd say, tossing in the towel already. You've got others that are taking the wait-and-see approach. How concerned are you guys at this point?
Well, I mean, at some point early in the year is not early in the year anymore, and I'm well aware of that. But at the same time, you look back to the way things unfolded last season. I think if you talk to whether it be Jamie Fiesel or Dean Brockman, if they were happy with their first 10, 12, even 15 games, I don't think you'd get a positive response out of them. But a lot of good teams go through that experience of having their challenges, and it's whether or not they can overcome those. And that's what we're looking for from this group. If we can find a way to battle through this, when we find a way to battle through this, I think we're going to be a better team for it. I much prefer that than being the team that we were last year that faced relatively little adversity through the first part of the year, and then all of a sudden we had some adversity and couldn't deal with it. Right now, learning it early, learning who can deal with it and who can't is important. There's no panic button for myself or Cole right now. But we are going to make sure that we've got the right guys in the dressing room going forward to get this thing done. And if we don't have them there right now, we'll certainly go out and find them.
So, yeah, I mean, you kind of addressed it there. Are you kind of close to the point where if things don't change, you'll look for some outside help?
Well, I think you have to. I mean, you'd be silly to keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. That's a definition of crazy, I think. And, I think when we do the things right, we're okay. But if we can't find the guys that want to do them consistently right, then yeah, you've got to look to do something different. And certainly between myself and Rick Oakes and Cole and everybody else that we have working for us, if there's a good idea to come out, then we'll certainly take a look at it. But again, we're not bringing in guys just to bring in guys. There's nobody here that should be comfortable with what they're doing. And I think that sort of mindset has to settle in pretty quick.
Okay, thanks, Keith.
Thanks a lot.